welcome back to SpeedGaming Live 2019. We've got a match that, well, I'm personally hyped about this match. I don't know about you. We got the Link to the Past randomizer finals between WeightyWords and Gem. Let's give it up for our runners before they get started, before they prove their worth. These two have clawed their way all the way up to the top, and they're going to be duking it out for either this one or this one.
This one's better.
That's the bigger one. My name's Willard J. Bradley, and I'm joined today by my good pal Solsky. How you doing, bud?
Not too bad. How you doing tonight?
Pretty good.
Pretty good?
Yeah.
Good?
No, this is going to be a great match. We got Go Team USA and 5K Gem. I get that reference. Wasn't Gem, didn't you win some other tournament called SG Not Live? Wasn't it called? I don't know. Must have dreamed it, obviously. Also, I mean, I feel like now is like the perfect time to take this opportunity to ask you guys to get your GT guessing games in right now. So, can I get some numbers? Just hold your fingers up in the air. 22? Do you hate these runners? 22? Get out of here. All right. 11. Rando room. That's not a number.
This guy out of here.
But yeah. So, Solsky, what is this video game? What's it about?
It's Link to the Past.
What's even happening?
Zelda.
Are they going to play?
Hopefully.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, looks like we're going to be getting started here pretty soon. And by soon, I mean now. We got the
Divergence mirror and 10 arrows.
Wow, mirror right from the start. I mean, that's not too big of a deal right now, but that'll come in handy later. We got a map check. I believe there's a pendant over at Eastern Palace real quick, and then 2 crystals at Hera and Desert Palace.
Yep. I've done some expert analysis, and I did some pre-game interviews like I did with my last race. Asked Gem who he thought he was going to win, and Weighty who they thought were going to win. And they both picked each other, so, you know, there's that going on.
Almost surprised. Almost not surprised.
Almost? Not really?
Just,
no.
just a wee bit. Yeah, 2 different routes. You know, the thing that these players are trying to do right now are trying to find their access to the Dark World. There are a couple items, a slew of items, if you will, that will get them to the Dark World. You know, your gloves, your hammers, your Moon Pearl. We got our flippers in Secret Passageway, and what was that?
I think it was a piece of art.
Okay, that's not very important.
It's not good.
We don't care about that.
Okay.
But yeah, mirror. You know, you see mirror, you see flippers already. You're starting to think, wow, Pendant Swamp, probably.
Probably.
Yeah, that'd be a good guess.
Yeah, that's going to be a good guess. Gem over here going to the Lost Woods. He's going to get our first peek at that. 20 rupees. He's going to grab it because he still needs rupees for bombs. And I don't think we've seen any good tree pull or crab prize packs, so he's going to have to go for that. And he's going to go for the tree pull.
We got some cash.
Yeah.
All right, what have we got in the drop down? Anything fancy over here? Now our runners are like just starting to kind of like come together, and they're probably going to head to Kakariko roughly at the same time. Or Shaving Quid. Gem, where are you going?
Is he going to Sash first?
Oh, he never started at Link's house. Okay, that makes sense. He probably want to get that item out of the way.
All right, so guy can tree.
Okay, I like this route. I personally take this route all the time. If I want some guaranteed bombs, these bushes that are going to be down here south of the Sacred Grove have a chance of dropping bombs upon lifting them. There's 2 diagonal from each other, so he's going to try and... Oh, there's one. And... Okay, he didn't get a second one on the other one, but 1 bomb to start means he can either use that to get the item at race, the maze race, or he can use that to farm bombs down in the bottom left. But he does have enough rupees to just outright buy bombs, so I think he'll be fine.
Weighty now getting his rupee count up for bombs.
Loving the constant mirror usage. It's great. It's such a nice little, it just works.
Serenading us right now.
Yeah, it's. Oh wow, we got a sword on the library that'll more than likely be the gold sword at some point. If I had to guess.
It's like still the fighter sword, like 40 minutes in.
Yeah, of course. You know, you need the boots to get those, and boots are probably in GT at this point.
Yep.
That's where I would put them. Oh, okay. I was expecting him to be right there. Kana Burna. It's something. Might be useful later. I mean, it is currently, aside from bombs, their only weapon that actually, or their only item that actually is could be used as a weapon. Both players buying bombs roughly at the same time, and we're gonna just slowly clear out Kakariko right now. So we still don't really have any sort of like, you know, Light World's pretty straightforward. You have you know, your Kakariko, your South Shore escape, and then your Eastern Palace area. Some players will kind of route generally the same, hitting Kakariko and South Shore around the same time. We do also have all of escape as well. So these players are going to probably look for like the glove so they can check the back of escape faster. They're also going to both be looking for, you know, 95 and 90 rupees so they can pay the bottle vendor. You don't really want to leave Kakariko without that.
No. Hey, Red King.
So both Canes in Kakariko. Another slightly useful weapon. I mean, they could use that to get through escape if they really wanted to.
And there's that 300 rupee drop prize there with 50 more that you're leading to, and another 20. There you go.
Well, there.
More than enough money now. And it's good because you said there were earlier flippers, so there we go. Get us closer to Zora money now.
Oh, well.
Now we have
that's a good investment.
We have Zora money
that's
now.
Not bad. All right, so after Blind's Head, we'll probably see Save and Quit, and then, yeah, I guess probably a South Shore trip. But I don't want to get ahead of myself. Maybe we'll find something useful like the flute in here, or 20 bucks. There's the glove. All right, that's one piece of the puzzle. Nice blue mail. So blue mail will be helpful. Nice little defense boost. That's good.
Weighty's leaf, I think, changed color there. Does that mean that like the season has changed, or
the blue season? Is that winter?
It's like winter.
All right. Well, where's Weighty go? Did he not do the? Okay, so he didn't. Oh yeah, he hasn't checked maze race and all that stuff because Gem went south side. All right. Well, we are going to see 3 items in the back here in escape, and I mean the glove doesn't really do too much other than this. We can see Sequence break up Death Mountain. I'm sure Gem is probably looking for them boots to lead to that sword.
That's a shovel.
Pretty close.
And fire rod.
Fire rod's good.
Good spot for it.
Shovel, of course, one of our amazing fetch quests. Usually just an item leading to another item that's kind of inconvenient since he already did that south loop. Curious to see if he goes and checks that immediately, and it looks like he's gonna.
Can't blame him. It's an easy fetch quest to get out of the way.
Yeah.
Don't like to leave onto it or hang on to it for too long.
Who knows? It could be boots.
Could
be something exciting.
Could be vanilla. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
This is...
That blue mail's not doing enough for him.
There we go.
Oh, the double. Nice.
The double.
All right, I'm excited to see what we got here. It's...
Worth the hassle? Not really.
No, not really.
How many arrows does he have? 20 or 30?
No,
yeah,
he's good. He's good. He didn't need those.
Nah.
Oh, and we are seeing... Yeah, because there was a small key in the back, and picking up that fire rod. And of course, this is using, you know, the current version of the randomizer, where now we have fire rod being useful in these dark rooms. Particular dark rooms, including, I don't think, is it part of this sewer, or is it the front half? That's like logically fire rod locked, or is it just all of it?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just both.
I
Because
think
it assumes you can go in through the front, but you can go through the back.
Yeah, I
as
think
well.
there is torches in all of them, but
right. Yeah, in the Dark Cross room there is torches.
Okay. I mean, you could also use that in like Eastern Palace. Oh, that's not what you want to see.
I think that's why Jem actually skipped it, because he wanted to do Uncle Red to the front. So I don't think he's gonna want to do Dark Cross again if he doesn't have that map found out. So.
Yeah, that's the risk about going in there without already having the map or knowing where it is.
Yep.
It's like, it's a few seconds lost. And, you know, we still have plenty more video game left, so even just losing 10, 15 seconds right there isn't that big of a deal. But, you know, further down the line, you never know. These guys could be neck and neck for, you know, going into GT and whatnot. So
Right.
We are getting our South Shore check. Got 2 items here at the dam, and then probably heading over to Mini Moldorm Cave. Nobody goes to Agnes Cave. That place basically doesn't exist until it needs to. Just a heart piece, still sitting at a cool 4 hearts, which isn't really that bad when you have blue mail. It's not the worst. Oh, okay, wow.
Very good item there in the Titan mitts. Still doesn't open up Dark World access. We still do need a pearl for that. So, but still, he's gonna be very happy to find that early on.
And who knows, maybe the pearl could just be the next thing we find here in Escape.
Be quite the escape. It'll give him a lot of options there at that point.
You got to be feeling pretty good about this moment because you're like, there's no way this is going to be an Aga and required seed. Still could, but probably not. But it could. Both players utilizing their fire rod very well. Kill all the enemies. Good job, guys. What we got in Mini Molten Cave? Anything good? Yeah. Well, I mean, health is good, I suppose. Yeah, I can only imagine that. Well, this might be an interesting change of route for Weighty. Looks like he is going to skip out on Ice Rock Cave. It is a bit of a walk to get all the way over there. He's not going to check what's on the island, or did he?
I think he might have seen it on his screen. It was really close on ours. We didn't see it.
Okay. Yeah, going straight up to Hobo, and then we'll probably go check the Waterfall Cave, and then Zora, he does have the rupees for it, and be able to knock all that out. So we're at that point, we're kind of running out of good checks. I mean, we got all the flipper locked stuff, Ice Rock Cave, and then, of course, Eastern Palace, and Sahasrala's Hut, so we're probably going to find something. Moon Pearl, might find something to get us up Death Mountain, use that mirror.
Yep.
If you're a runner right now, if you're one of these two runners right now, what are you looking for? Other than boots, because everyone's looking for that.
I mean, Pearl in Gem's case, he has the Titan mitts already. He found it early in Escape. He probably did want the Pearl early on in there, because then he would have been able to route, like, say, a Dark World Overworld loop and incorporate it South Shore along the way. It just saves a lot of walking time, right? So
yeah, that's true.
For him, Weighty, I mean, he's still got a lot of missing pieces of the puzzle, so I think he's just kind of trying to feel out how the seed's playing out and what items going to be next at this point.
That's true. When you have that mirror that early, you can kind of utilize that if you get that Dark World access early. And it's always nice to get, like, K45 and Graveyard Check and some of those one-offs out of the way. Only 20 bucks in Ice Rock Cave, but it looks like WeityWords is going to backtrack and then check out the rest of the stuff.
Yeah, even though they already have Titans found, it could be a good chance of a, say, an East Death for Pearl kind of thing at this point.
That's true. I mean, all it would take is just
several items, right? Like lamp, flute, hookshot.
And like
well,
lamp,
they
hammer.
need hookshot or hammer, yeah.
I mean, that is the thing. Like, they do have the choice. If they really want to, they could go sequence break up Death Mountain without their lamp. And that would lead up to Tower of Hera, but looks like these guys are going to kind of stick to the script a little bit. Keep it chill.
Right. I think if they had at least a sword, they might challenge it, but being weaponless to be able to kill Moldorm, they don't want to just press that.
Yeah, that's true. You know Hammer's probably going to be in there. Alright, what do we got up on Zora's Ledge? It is $20 bucks. We've seen a lot of big 20s.
That's the refund.
Hey, big 20. There was also a big 20 on the Lake Hylia Island, so...
Oh, that's what was up there?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. Saw it on the other screen. Yeah, the seed is kind of... I mean, at this point, unless Zora has the goods, probably going to be seeing an East Palace play, at least from Gem. And then Weighty might go for Escape next. What do we got? Jeez. Where's all the stuff?
It's unfortunate.
Yeah, a little bit.
WeityWords going ahead and checking out his dig spot now.
Did we get there again? Oh yeah, 10 arrows.
Yeah.
So there's what? There's
Let's see
shovel.
if he gets harassed like Gem did. Nah.
Mushroom.
He's fine.
Powder. I guess bottle counts as a fetch quest. Is book a fetch quest?
Not at this point. Not right now.
No.
What do we have available right now? Just Sash Cave, Eastern, Iguinas.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, you know, you're going to kind of last location what they're looking for. And yeah, it feels like it has to be Pearl at this point, or it's going to be something that's going to get them up to Death Mountain, but probably Pearl. I would assume Pearl.
He's going to go ahead and do his escape play. He's going to like that because he will get his Titan Mitts. Very required item to finish the seed.
Yeah, it's also a really nice one to have just because, I mean, though, I don't know. I like having hammer early. Like, would you rather have a hammer or mitts?
Hammer.
Yeah. Not only because it's a weapon, but it's just one of those awful late items to find.
Yeah, you'd prefer both just because it optimizes your routing even more, but overall, just pound for pound, I prefer hammer first.
Weighty struggling a little bit with these bombs.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he's not just using... Yeah, there we go. Okay. I'm sure he's trying to conserve his magic, at least to a certain degree. Because he might be... Well... Yeah, I don't know. Fireball to the back of the head. Just right before he gets $500 stolen from you. Alright, well, man, we're all just sitting here waiting. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be, game? What's next? Where are we going, Gem?
Oh, is it gonna be Sahashala?
Yeah, looks like it. You think he's gonna talk to him and find out where our green pennant is?
Nah.
But the lore. It's very important.
Yeah, I'm a very big fan of pushing this early.
Yeah, especially when Eastern is a pennant. But I mean, at the same time, they've literally nothing left, so.
Yep.
We got 3 items in the back here, and then, of course, the 3 potential items in Eastern Palace, so once we find Pearl in here, Gem might just bail straight out.
There's the flute.
Okay. My favorite. It could Moon Pearl at checkerboard.
Yeah, that one's a good one.
It's
So the Cashed-in Flute and Titan Mitts, they're able to get into the Mire area, but because they have the mirror, they not only can do checkerboard, but now they can do desert, potentially as well, if it's not boot locked.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So
it's not boot locked, yeah.
Yep, they have the Fire Source means, and they also have the lift upgrade to be able to pick up the rocks. In fact, they can just mirror in still.
Now, yeah, and then Weighty's going to be wishing he had saved his magic.
Well, the bush crabs are full magic. So.
Oh, they are? Oh, nice. That's really good.
Yeah, he can just flute to 7, pick up the crab there, and then flute to 8.
Well, this is nice because we might see some more divergence from these players. I wonder if, because now we have access to Death Mountain with that flute, which and then the mirror gets us up to here as well. But yeah, and then we have Mire in desert area.
Yeah, they'll go there first. They can also sequence break Mire Shed as well with the mirror, just doing the Super Bunny tech there. And they're going to get information on desert if boots are going to be required. So I find it's worth their time. And of course, checkerboard quite late in this chain. Whereas with Hera, it's extremely risky because you don't have that weapon. At least with desert, you have a chance that you can complete it.
All right, Jim. What's it going to be? He's just dancing.
Yeah.
I like it. I would also, well, all right, we got Green Pendant at Mire and Pendant T-Rock, 5 and 6 at Skull and Thieves.
Could be a very fast seed with those.
That's going to cut out so many items, so many required items, which they already have a couple of them. So,
they have quite a bit of them, yeah.
Quake required for Mire. And yeah, we're going to see this Super Bunny trick. So basically you want to just mirror as you're, is it like same frame as you're entering, and basically it'll put you in a weird state where you can open up chests, and you can usually tell because you can like slash your fake sword, which we just saw there, and also your feet kind of move funny. Look at him go. And yeah, another little trick there of as you're pushing a block, if you mash the mirror, you can just delete them out of existence. Just don't try that in a dungeon. You might get a different result.
What's that little guy doing? What was up with him, man?
He's just having a little party down there.
He's having problems, dude.
He was celebrating
He's in trouble.
Alright, what do we got?
So I'm going to go scout the desert ledge here. Piece of heart. Does he go back in for checkerboard, or is he going to... No, he's going to go to the desert first.
Oh, Weighty gotta be a little careful here.
Weighty's spray has the shifty eyes right now.
Yeah. What a terrifying bunny spray.
Yeah.
Alright, well, both players basically sinking back up here in desert. Well... This could make for an interesting scenario if the big key's right here. Well then, so what do? Do you just beat the dungeon?
Yeah, it's crystal.
And then just what if both items are on the right side? Then logically this dungeon's boots locked. What are you gonna do? I mean, there's a good chance they might just find both the items here and on land mollas, so.
They might not be required items.
Guess again. All right. Well then. All right. Well, go straight to land mollas and just hope that the other item's nothing. It's about all you can hope for. Imagine getting the boots off land mollas. That'd be pretty stupid.
Spicy, yeah.
That's what I said. I said spicy.
Yep.
All right, we are gonna get that checkerboard play from Weighty. Please be Moon Pearl. Come on. I just want it's just so wacky. I like it. It needs to happen.
Gem being very wise here, using the rectangle.
Slightly unexpected. That is another one of our fetch quests, which we will have access to once we get to the Dark World, because you can lift up the rock and then just mirror on the other side of where the hammer pegs are.
Yeah.
So.
I believe this is our first check of Guinness Cave as well, by Weighty. Gem will have to be careful with this fight.
Yeah.
Just because if he's... Oh, Weighty just getting the half magic. That's actually really big in this scenario. Because now Gem's going to be handcuffed to, I think at this point, perfect. He might be shy one fire rod shot.
Yeah, we might have
He
to
does
see
have 10 bombs.
some bomb strats coming out of him.
That's what I think he's going to do, is just try to damage it down. I would damage it down after, though, but... Getting actually some really good damage off the start.
Yeah, but he hit him once and then still had to use 2 fire rod shots for him, so...
I'd go for the rod shot, honestly, but yeah. Just going to go for a king strat here. They're better sword hits.
Good improvisation.
Yep. It's a very tough fight. Very nicely done. And he has tipped 20 rupees.
All right, so there is gonna, of course, yeah, we already knew that there's gonna be one item, boots locked in desert, but yeah, getting 1 crystal on the board is just, well, you gotta feel pretty good about that. So then he'll probably check checkerboard and then Agoniz and get his powder and half magic. We see WeityWords is actually going, he fluted up to Death Mountain, he's checking out the dark cave here to save that old man, which will give us an item and a save point here on the mountain. And then, yeah, we'll just have to see what else we got. Wow, that would have...
sword, so that's Hera now.
Yeah, so good find.
And that's that risk and reward we talked about a little bit earlier, so that's good. You still, again, you got information from Desert. In Gem's case, he has the crystals, so...
Well, that's the interesting thing, is now we've had 2 swords that are both locked by items that they don't have. Right. We have a boots lock sword, and then we have a lamp lock sword, so I can only assume that maybe, I don't know, maybe a lamp's chilling right here.
It's not going to be here. It's not here.
Sorry, I'll stop.
Okay.
It's probably an Eastern. They're never going to get it.
It's probably an Eastern.
They're never going to get that one.
Yep. All right, wait for Gem's reaction here. This one's gonna be good, huh? Yep.
So Tower of Hera is another one of our crystal dungeons. It's got 2 items in it, and Weighty does have the means to complete the entire dungeon. Of course, this could be a item in the basement, or
there's our pearl.
French vanilla. Sorry. It's okay. You'll be fine.
Will I, though?
Well, but that is our Dark World access. It's a nice find. And there's our big key. So hopefully the other item is just showing up later upstairs, and we don't have to...
Gem is utilizing...
Trying to talk here, Gem. I cannot...
Gem is just utilizing sonar to try and get through the dark cave.
Oh, with the bats now? That's smart.
Yeah.
Is it working?
No.
It didn't sound like it was working.
See, now he goes back to it. He's good. See, he's calling the bats.
They sure do love him. All right, he's going to be excited to see his sword coming up, and then Moon Pearl as well. Nice little, hopefully, nice little bomb jump here from WeightyWords.
Was he doing the double?
Yo, that is fancy. Getting a shield there, which means that there are no more items left in this dungeon. So you got to be feeling good knowing you don't have to gamble on that Hera basement, which we saw played a pretty significant part in the last race.
Oh.
Trying to be cheeky there.
Yep.
Gotta be careful.
Aha, I see what you did there. That's right. Cheeky. Got it. That was good.
Thanks. What'd I do? I don't know. Yeah, the only downside is minus boots is basically just like the NMG speedrun we got. You know, naked Link with a sword fighting Moldorn. You know, basic.
Exactly like the middle of the game.
Yeah. Just 6 slashes. Yeah, one thing you don't want to do is get knocked on that middle hole.
Oh, he's
okay.
Yeah,
Very good.
He's not happy with them right now.
Yeah, basically, if you're like holding against the direction of the hole, you won't get knocked in. But sometimes he can still like get around you and knock you in. But WeightyWords picking up his first crystal now as Gem grabs that Moon Pearl. So no hammer in sight yet. So that's got to be somewhere real stupid in the Dark World. I can only assume. Assume as well that WeightyWords is probably gonna head over to Village of Outcasts area to start out his Dark World journey and see where he goes to next. He does have the Fire Rod and a sword now, so he could go do Skull Woods, which is one of our Pyramid Fairy crystals, and I've been already made a liar. He's gonna go check that Mire Shed. Wasn't there some cool items in there, Soulski?
No,
oh, okay.
That wasn't cool at all. Just a green rupee and a piece of art.
That's pretty cool. Oh, okay. Careful. Careful. This guy still doing pretty good damage.
He's okay.
So on Gem's side, you see another setup for the bomb jump there. You can charge a sword spin, and as you hit the edge and kind of let go of it and hold against it, kind of helps you buffer so you don't fall down. Because that's not a place you really want to fall down, because you will fall down. And he does actually get the skip.
I like the little adjustment at the entry of that skip too. Like he knew he was too far down, so he just did that one pixel up and got it. It's good.
Oh. This one.
I always like his little googly eyes.
Just add a couple more and I'm good to go. Maybe 5 more.
They already did that.
What? Alright, we are seeing the Skullwoods play from Weighty. There is, of course, 2 items here in Skullwoods, and since he's probably wanting to route south back down to Village of Outcasts, he's going to start from the back and work forward. So, which I think is a good play, because you never know. Both items could just be in the back of Skullwoods behind the Fire Rod, and he can just wrong Cane, and then he can just, skip the rest of the dungeon. Well, there's one item. Just a big 20. Nothing too exciting. Now, the thing is, this fight's going to be... He does have half magic, so the Fire Rod is going to be utilized tremendously against this Mothula fight, but only Fighter Sword in hand. It's going to make it a little tricky. It's all going to really come down to how Mothula decides to play. Wants to play nice or not.
They did have the hammer they'd be able to use as the primary damage source, just doing tempered sword damage, but you're right, that Fire Rod's going to be their primary damage output. And the Fighter Sword is more or less just going to guide Moth to the center of the room.
Difference of routing on Gem's side, checking the front section first. Getting a small key right there will allow him to just go to the left door and check all the way around. Might be able to see our second item in here. Who knows, it could be a sword or it could be that hammer.
We do have the pinball room now in play with the new logic as well.
Yeah, that's true. You can't always just like fall down that left hole like you always used to. Because you never know, there could be no small keys on these 3 items.
Right, and Gem's exercising that right now with that key and mirror in hand. He's not going to have to spend a key here if it was, or get any kind of soft lock. He can just mirror out. You can also death warp out as well, but here's much quicker.
Or get wall mastered out.
Yeah.
There's 3 options.
Weighty just continuing to plow through with the fire rod shots. He's getting really bad spikes though.
Yeah, they're
there we go.
Wow. Nice little ricochet.
Yeah.
Wow, two big 20s. All right, well, I mean, it's a crystal dungeon anyway. It's a pretty short one, so you don't really feel bad about finding nothing in here. But yeah, I mean, we're closing in on 30 minutes, and our repertoire is not really that good, man.
Yeah.
We're kind of missing a lot of things.
And Gem already almost has 3 crystals at this point. 30 minutes in, that's quite spectacular.
Yeah.
Again, well, we kind of figured it with the items that we got so far and the crystal layout, but yeah, it's already tracking to be a pretty quick seed.
Now, of course, things could go completely wrong if there's something that ends up being like deep in Penalty Rock. You never know. I would say bow, but since now there are 2 bows in there's a progressive bow now instead of the bow and the silvers, chances that we'll find bow sooner than later is a little bit higher. But
for TR, it could really depend on when they get like hookshot or hammer too, right? To have that option available.
Yeah, that's true.
And what medallions they may or may not have. So.
Yeah, pretty much both players just kind of following each other's footsteps. I mean, this is, I'd say, probably the more efficient way to route this with the the stuff that they have.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with 2 crystal dungeons in the west with this layout.
Yeah, and though Gem does have the crystal lead, it's not like it's going to take long to go back and just take out land mullahs. And who knows, Weighty could come back there with the boots and see what the other item is too. They're still hunting. Much more favorable moth pattern for Gem here. Like,
one more. There
completely different. Very well done.
There's their first bottle.
It's pretty convenient.
Yep.
You can just immediately mirror and turn it into Sick Kid. Now, here's the other thing. Still looking for that hammer. There is that looming fear of that big chest in Thieves Town having some sort of progression. I know a lot of players like to just check like the front half and then bail sometimes, whether it's crystal or pennant. But we'll be excited to see what these players decide to do here.
Yeah.
Don't know how often Hammer likes to show up like in the back of Thieves.
Not very often, though.
Yeah, so
it does happen, but
I feel like a lot of players would rather like check the first 4 and then just, especially because they have flute and mitts to get back to Village of Outcasts real fast. They could probably walk all the way down to Hype Cave and then come back. But
I don't know, it's a free crystal, and you can always have items that could be deep in Thieves that could lead to the hammers, so I kind of like the play just to push forward. Like, I know you got that chance that big key chest might contain an item, and it might be valuable, but sometimes you just kind of gotta go for it.
Oh, wow.
Nice little Master Sword there for WeityWords and Thieves Town.
Which is funny, because this is one of the dungeons. Well, I mean, I guess a Master Sword does kind of give you a little bit of a longer sword, so that's slightly better than just your fighter sword, but the fun thing about the boss here is that it doesn't really matter how much damage you deal. It's always going to be the same, 3 rounds of 3. But that is, one of our required items, the Master Sword, will allow us to finish the rest of this game. So that's 3 swords now, because we, of course, have one in the library.
Right.
So where is that last one?
So it's almost the butter sword like you predicted?
Wait. Yes. Oh, and there's that small key in the front. So, if you go in here without the hammer and you don't find the small key in the front, it's like basically a coin flip, whether it's either in the maiden cell or locked in the big chest and inaccessible.
Yeah.
So I completely understand WeityWords' decision to be like, nope, I ain't touching that. I ain't doing it.
I don't want that. He does have a lot of options ahead of him, right? He's going to continue to do the South World loop. He will continue that on with the Smith Purple Chest, chain, since he does have the Mirror and Titans, and he can just end that over into Pod if he wants to.
Yeah, that's true. He does have, with the flippers, he can't get all the way around there.
One kind of exciting play that they do have as well is one chest in the swamp. Without that hammer. It's very exciting.
Hammer and swamp.
Oh,
the dream.
We've seen it. We've seen it. Don't laugh.
What a perfect way to close out this tournament than something as wacky as that.
Oh man, it's just a game of who goes there first. Yeah.
The other thing that WeityWords has to think about, of course, well, I guess both players is, do you give up that portal to go check Magic Bat when you're doing the Smith Chain, or do you come back and do that later?
I do it later, because I'll just do the Smith chain. I can take that down to Hype Cave, take it down to the loop, and finish it off there. And I can always just come back after I'm done, like, say, Thieves, and then burn it there if I don't have hammer by then.
Oh. Man, these guys are just following each other's footsteps. I want some divergence or something, but the seed's been, I mean, relatively linear so far.
Be interesting to see if Jem just decides to go through Thieves.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, the other thing we can consider the potential of Hammer and Ice Palace as well.
There's our first bow.
Oh, wow.
Very nice.
Okay. I stand wildly corrected. It's not in T-Rock. I mean, the other one could be. But that's a pretty nice find.
Weighty's gonna go ahead and burn the mirror spot as you were talking to as well. It's gonna go right for Pat.
I mean, I guess it doesn't take too long to just immediately flute back and then go through the dark, portal and then walk all the way down to Hype Cave.
Right.
And who knows? You could just find Hammer right here or something, and then would just save all the time anyway. But fortunately, just another big 20. So both of our fetch quests so far have been pretty junk. Not good. But yeah, at this point, I mean, what do we still look? We have bow, so we still need stuff for swamp. We need the hammer. We need the hook shot.
Yep.
Is that it?
Yep. That's it.
Wow. 34 minutes in?
Yep.
I mean, we still have plenty left, and who knows where those could be hiding. But yeah, I would, as a player, I would be getting pretty nervous at this point, just because, like, things are starting to kind of open up, and you're like, oh, where's this hammer going to be? I don't want to dive Ice Palace without the hammer, or first chest of Swamp Palace.
Interesting. Jem is deciding to go through Thieves Town as well here. I thought with the mirror equipped, he might just decide to kind of bail after the first 4, but he's just going to press his luck and continue on.
You never know. Something could pop up.
Again.
I mean, there's what? Still 2 items in here? Yeah.
I think he just has the bead that's a very quick seed, and he just kind of wants to get through crystals as soon as he can.
Yeah, I mean, after this, they'll put him up to 4 crystals, so... And,
Like, a 1 crystal lead is, hit or miss, but a 2 crystal lead is quite significant, too, for time, just because you have to go back to those dungeons and travel and everything.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I think at this point, the story would be whether or not Thieves Town has that item. Or the big chest, sorry.
I mean, finding that bow's nice as well, but that doesn't really give us... I mean, I guess it could kind of send you to pod, maybe, but, like... I mean, these runners are not going to want to go there without the hammer.
I think it's not the right choice, though, considering what they know, right? Hey, more money.
On both sides.
Yup.
I mean, we're still looking for the lamp, too. I mean, we're also looking probably for East Death Mountain access as well. But at the same time, we could... These players could go this entire seed without ever having to touch East Death Mountain. There's so many possibilities, Solski. What's going to happen?
They're going to eventually get Gobo?
Oh.
Okay.
Never would have guessed. Yeah, I am very interested to see what else is here in Thieves Town. So there's just 1 item left, but we haven't seen either map or compass, so...
So Weighty's going to go to Hype Cave. Real interested to see what he plays next.
Oh, and the other thing to think about is this does open up Pyramid Fairy for Jem. Oh, and there it is. All right, well, so that play ended up working out. So if Pyramid Fairy has something important, that's going to give him quite the advantage. A lot of big 20s. They're everywhere.
There's Book. Well, it's a good spot for it, because now we can just go to Bombos if we wanted.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, at this point, because they already have access to Desert, all that is just a fetch quest. We have the Bombos tablet over here.
North-south, he's going south.
And then, of course, the Ether tablet up on Death Mountain, which is a bit of a trek just for 1 check.
Is he gonna go? No, he's Bombos.
Alright, well, with that, Jem does grab his 4th crystal. Just 3 more to go. And we're we're only 38 minutes in. I feel like we've seen races where players have gotten their like first or second crystal at this point. Oh, and there's the red mail. What season are we now?
Fall.
Okay. Saw that coming.
So it went from spring to winter to fall.
That makes sense.
It's Hyrule, man.
Is this some weird Canadian weather?
No.
Okay.
Unless you're in Manitoba, then yeah. But
I don't know what that means.
all right, WeightyWords is gonna make the play to use Swamp for one item. This could be interesting.
Yeah, this is a big play. It's really funny because in my race versus WeightyWords, I had a very similar scenario where I checked Bombo's tablet and then went for, I had Hammer, but I went for the Swamp play, Pendant Swamp play, and finding a beautiful single arrow on the left side. It's really, it's really good. So we already saw the single arrow, so he's not going to find that. But I mean, honestly, for one item, it's not that slow of a. I mean, it's still time loss if it's nothing, obviously, but I feel like there are still worse things you could lose time on than checking one chest in here.
All right, what do we got?
Moment of truth. Oof. That's
Not what
well.
you want.
If you had Hammer and Hookshot, you'd be like, oh, cool, that's great. That's what you want to see. But with neither, yeah, that's it's not good. So yeah, we're kind of starting to really narrow down where that Hammer is. I mean, we have what? Pyramid Fairy now for Gem. Eastern Pod, Ice Palace. Pyramid Catfish.
Ice Palace without Hammer. It's
Yeah.
gross. Yeah.
I do. Well, no. I would still envy beating these players.
Yeah. It's
Being
pretty
in
good.
the-
It's still
being in the
a pretty good
finals would be pretty sick.
situation. Yeah.
But yeah, digging for Hammer at this 40 minutes in just feels real bad. Alright, well, we are going to see that Palace of Darkness play from WeightyWords. Still no lamp in sight, but I kind of feel like it's probably going to be an Eastern maybe, but it could very well be in here as well. Where's Gem off to?
Probably just gonna go down the South Shore. He has everything done in the area, so.
Okay.
And that's really the only access other than, say, doing Dark Aga to get in through, so.
Oh, yeah, good point. He's gonna serenade us the whole way there? Oh, did he? Oh, he didn't do Digging Game. Okay, so he just went for the Smith Chain, like, real quick.
Makes sense if he thinks he's not going to get Hammer with N or something like that, right? So, because again, it could be another item with a hook shot leading to it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, Yusef Mountain's still like, very unknown at this point too. At 41 minutes is, I wouldn't say rare, but I think in back of the runner's mind is like once they get that, that's the green light to just whatever you're doing, stop it, go over, right?
Yeah, just go right up there, because there's a ton of checks up there.
Yeah, a lot of items.
But yeah, that's interesting on Weighty's side. The heart container in the first chest means this entire dungeon is bow locked, and having just found the bow, it kind of adds a little bit more value to every check in here. So, and you know, this is where the hammer is in the vanilla game, so it'd be a perfect place to put it.
Must be here then.
It's gotta be. Now, the other thing about the front of Palace of Darkness is there are usually a plethora of small keys. You usually find at most 2 items in the front. Sometimes you can just find 1. So let's see if you can find that other one up here. That's one of the small keys.
2 small keys. All right.
There's another. Yeah, we're gonna, unless we magically find Lamp, gonna be checking out probably some of these dark rooms up here too.
Yeah. Just map. Weighty's gonna actually go ahead and just go north and pod. Interesting play. Just hoping to hit the big key up along here and just hope that's just a endless small keychain. But that is risky because there could end up being something in the harmless hallway there.
Yeah, I'm curious to see where Jen's gonna head off to next. Well, there's our second item, just another heart container. So only 3 items left here in Palace of Darkness. And of course, like we were talking about earlier, this is one of the V31 specific fire rod in logic.
Yep.
To clear rooms. Another small key. What else we got?
Big key.
So we could just get that vanilla hammer right here. Yeah, it looks like Jen is doing the same thing. Head over to Bomba's tablet, and then we'll probably head straight over to Pod. I don't know if we'll see a dive into Swamp from him, but
I don't think you'll be too afraid of it if he does it at this point, because again, with 4 crystals, there's a quick medallion.
that's not.
That's Meyer's requirement, I believe.
It does open up Meyer, but without a hookshot or boots, there's nothing much you can do in there.
Yeah, you
but
can still open it and go in.
Wow, this is nice. Smells a little weird, but
I like the decor. Yeah, they can still do it.
obviously not one of the items he was looking for. But
No.
the next item is like a hookshot or something, then maybe. Yeah, if he doesn't find anything else in here, I wonder if he'll mirror and go do Eastern Palace at this point. Because you got to be thinking about your opponent, what they're doing. Does he think that his opponent would do the same thing? You found Bombos?
Yes, he did.
Wow.
So 2 medallions in the dark side of Pod there. Okay. And he's just going to bail on the front. I think it's just keys at that point.
Yeah.
With the count.
Yeah, I think we saw the 2 items, the heart container and the map. But he is not gonna go. He's not gonna go in Eastern, which you know, it's 3 items, whatever. Looks like he's gonna head over to the pyramid. Now this is where we're gonna see. Well,
Oh, this is going to be spooky.
yeah, I want to see how this goes for Gem. So obviously you can't take the bomb with you off of a ledge.
This is going to mirror transition to reset the time.
He's waiting for that 1 to hit 0 precisely, and then he's gonna mirror.
Yep. And here's his bomb.
Wow. That's so cool.
It's a very, very handy trick, especially without hammers. So it could be a very big break for him. We'll have to see how this goes.
So yeah, I guess this wouldn't be in logic then without the hammer. So
No.
he's not gonna find the hammer here. But is it on the pyramid on Weighty's side? No. $20. It's always $20.
I think if this is hammer or hook shot, that's just a deal breaker for Gem here, because then it's just East Death Mountain, Dark Hole, Death Mountain open regardless of the item. It's just a lot of density, and he's going to chase right away. On top of which, we know with Pod only being medallions.
So with that trick that Gem did, is it because of the mirror bonk that he was able to keep it? Or
Yes.
Okay. Because he was very specific about where he set up there.
Yep.
All right, what do we got? This could be huge. Seems about right.
Seems about right. Yep.
All right, well, once again, we're kind of running out of spots. We got Catfish coming up here on WeightyWords side, and then all we have left is Eastern and Ice Palace, I think. And that's a double yikes.
Yeah, he's probably just heading the Pod now. At this point, yeah, Eastern looks pretty good with that bow.
It's going to be very interesting because, you know, at this pace, unless they split off and one goes to Ice, the other one goes to Eastern, and then, like, one of them finds it. But, like, despite the fact that WeightyWords is behind 2 crystals, you know, he'll, at this rate, probably find the hammer first. So it's going to be interesting to see. He's going to go check that Ether tablet.
Yeah, he's going to go for that extra option there.
I think I like this play before diving into dungeons you either don't want to complete or can't complete, like Ice Palace.
Right.
Though it does feel bad to full clear the overworld before committing to those dungeons, but I mean, if it's just up here, you save so much time.
I'm surprised he stalled on these for this long, though. Just because at this point, if you haven't found anything, it's like right in path, it's a crystal, you think your opponent's probably done it.
Mm-hmm. it's going to be interesting to see what he decides to do next if this is not any answer. If it's hookshot, I'm going to laugh. It's just
not hookshot.
All right, well,
don't laugh.
I'm not going to laugh.
Okay, good.
Okay, thanks. Okay, time to make a decision. Ice Palace, Thieves Town. It looks like he's probably going to be heading back. Yeah, he's going to be heading back to Thieves Town, so that's going to give you know, Gem some time to kind of finish clearing out Pod, and then we'll see if he decides to go up to Catfish or if he just commits to. So yeah, at this point it's either Eastern or Ice. And you know, if it ends up being Eastern, you got to start feeling bad because it's like, could have done this at the beginning of the game. Yeah. Especially if it's like first chest hammer. First chest hammer after an hour. Feels bad.
It does. And again, I feel for Weighty at this point, right? Because he is down 2 crystals. Now he has to chase back to Thieves for 2 items and get his 3rd. Gem, I mean, his next path is definitely going to be Eastern. And,
it'd be the most convenient one to check at the time.
and it's probably we're going to find our next missing link right in this story. So I think it's just going to further push Gem ahead at this point.
So yeah, at this point, we are just looking for hammer and hookshot. That is, and maybe boots. We don't know. Yikes.
Gem just getting some bad luck today.
Yeah, it looks like he's having a little trouble with those bombs.
Yeah.
You know, most players like to find boots as soon as possible. Worst feeling is going into GT and seeing the big key on the torch and thinking, oh, ha, I don't have those boots. I hope they're in here. And then they're not. So, and, you know, boots are also good in this seed because it does lead them to their Tempered Sword. And, you know, without silvers and still sitting at Master Sword, they're going to want some sort of increase in firepower for the Ganon fight. Otherwise, you know, it's going to be a particularly slow fight.
Yeah. All right, so while we have a bit of a brief lapse in the action here, if you are joining us now, you are watching the SpeedGaming Live 2019 Link to the Past Randomizer Grand Finals match between WeightyWords and Gem.
Yeah, we started with what, 35, 40 entrants.
Yep, around there.
We had a bunch of group races. We had a top 16 bracket that went swimmingly. It went great as well. And now we're down to just the final 2.
Didn't go swimmingly for us.
Well, yeah, no, we both. Well,
yeah.
We were supposed to meet in what? Top 4?
Top 4.
Maybe next year.
Nah.
Oh. We're supposed to say yes and. You don't just shut it down. You gotta.
Nah.
I mean, I guess we could just talk about video games. It's, you know, that's fine.
All right.
Hey Solski, is this your favorite video game? Or does it need more Super Metroid? It needs more Super Metroid. I figured as much. Well, I'm sure WeightyWords is feeling a lot better knowing that he doesn't have to worry about that item in the big chest of Thieves Town, and he's going to be getting his next crystal here.
Yeah.
Bringing up to 3, and I believe that is it for Gem here. He does have both his Bombos and Quake. And, yeah, here we go. Now it's all about what's in Eastern and or what's in Ice Palace. You gotta be stressing at this point, especially with like Eastern Palace, as I was saying earlier, because it's such an early check for some players.
Yeah.
Especially with it being a pendant. A lot of times people will just be like, yeah, whatever, I'll just go in. I mean, the interesting thing is, like we were saying earlier, with the whole V31 Fire Rod for Dark Rooms, now that he has that bow, there's a very good chance that Armos could be holding our progression. So, you know, going in here earlier might have been the wrong play. So, hammer.
It'd be interesting too, especially if it wasn't bow locked, that hammer was just free with tight mitts. Yeah,
It'd be pretty funny.
It's pretty rough, man.
I would laugh directly at them during the interview later.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't do that. I would do that. I would too. Okay, so we got our 3 items coming up. Of course, the interesting thing is we're still looking for that lamp. And the vanilla big key chest here in Eastern Palace is, of course, locked by a lamp. And
Armos Knights is not, though.
Armos is, yeah, it's not. So that's one item. It's really starting to look like Ice Palace.
Which is disgusting.
Yeah, because
Really
it's,
is.
you know, it's going to be like in the double freezer room or something.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, come on. Why you do this to me? WeightyWords finishing out the rest. I think this is his last like overworld check he has left. Aside from like checking the pedestal or something.
Yeah, I guess they could do that, but they're not going to want to with T-Rock and Misery Mire.
Yeah, the
Fire
chance.
them up.
As soon as you see Pen and T-Rock, you're like, Pet's dead.
It's like, it's hookshot at that point, right? So
Oh yeah, that's true.
that's
would
really
be
it.
terrible.
Yeah, it would be, but that's really all they got.
Woof.
It's a bit concerning with 2 medallions being found in pod like that, but again. And you'd also have to run boots because that would be your entry point to Mire. So a lot working against that.
So I'd say like this is a huge point in the divergence here, but you know, Gem's almost done in Eastern, so he's going to be not too far behind Weighty if Hammer does end up being in here.
I do like the play from Weighty to just advance on ice though, because again he was in pod, he did pass on Eastern. Just trying to play aggressively to, all right, this is what I have for this in logic. I'm going to say it could be an Eastern, but I'm willing to risk that, and I'm just going to go ahead and go right in ice. So I really like the play. So I guess that big key was just lamp locked then.
Yeah.
So then Armos is just effectively lamp locked as well.
So we might find Lamp in... Bless you. We might find Lamp here in Ice Palace. Or it could still be very deep somewhere else, but...
Yeah,
Oh, that's useless. Cool.
don't say that yet.
For now.
Yeah. So that was the third item. I take it.
Yeah, that is the third item, but I mean that's good. Saves you a little bit of time. You don't have to go back and fight Armos, and it didn't seem like Gem wanted to actually go back into pod. Just Portal was a little too close. Man, I don't know, man. You gotta be thinking though, like, wow, why is this game giving me all these T-Rock related things? They wouldn't put a pedestal seed in the finals. Come on, they wouldn't do that.
Yes, they would.
The Rando gods. Let's see what they do. I'm assuming at this point, Gem is...
Rando gods, he says.
I believe this is, what, Catfish play at this point, or is he just going to walk down and go to...
I think it's Catfish, yeah.
Okay. Man, these checks like Catfish just feel so bad when you don't have the boots. It's just so much walking. I mean, 56 minutes in and no boots. It just feels bad.
Yep.
This game needs to go faster. A little bit faster.
They're trying. Nice little bomb set up there from Weighty for the Pengator room.
Yeah. Normally you would have like Tempered Sword and you could just do like a spin to kill them all. Or, a lot of times you'll see people like place 2 bombs and then bonk on the wall to hop over the Pengator.
Yeah, you could menu to hookshot. You could do a medallion if you wanted
Yeah,
to, but if you already have bombs,
Quake would be the fastest as long as you hit them when they're not like midair.
Mm-hmm.
All right, is this where our hammer is? That's a map.
At this point, I wouldn't be surprised if you see Hammer. The only other outlier is one hookshot. So.
I mean, we could just find boots to go to Mire or something.
Weighty's kind of thinking of what he wants to do at this point. I think he's just going to follow the natural progression chain.
Yeah, looks like he... Well, I mean, here's the thing, is like if he bombs over there, he's going to have to go up and around and then bomb jump again through the berry room.
Then he's stuck if he doesn't get a small key.
Yeah.
Like, say it's a compass, and he's just dead end, has the mirror, has to do this all over again. So that's why he does want to chase this.
Yeah, it's better to go this way and check the iced tea room first because of that hole. If you don't find a key, you're kind of...
Yeah, I think he's just regretting, you know, just not... doing the bomb jump and just not hitting the switch at this point because you can just walk around faster.
But if the hammer isn't here, then having the bomb jump set up will make it a lot faster. So it's a tough call to make.
It's either gonna be hammer or not. I'm leaning the hammer at this point. And there's that small key, so that's gonna open up one more chest.
Only the truth. Literally last location. Don't think we have anything else. Wow. Very effective bomb usage there.
Weighty's just going to go ahead and do the bomb jump here, rather than go all the way upstairs and to the right. Which also will require a bomb jump.
It's not a terribly difficult bomb jump here.
Yeah,
Just kinda...
so that means the logic actually wanted them to mirror and then go back down. That's gross.
Dude, Ice Palace logic is terrible.
It's the worst.
This is why I've never learned it or tried to learn it.
Can we just...
You just break it every time.
Next version, just delete it. That'd be
Yeah.
great.
Oh, and see, this is when they were supposed to use Burna to go... Right?
There's the hammer.
There it is. Jeez. 58 minutes.
Yep. It's, Andy's waving to me right now. Hey, Andy, how's it going?
Why is that?
There's some fun times there, weren't there? When, you know, both Hammer and Mirror were there. Yeah, that was fun. Fun for Andy.
Well, the convenient thing about this is then you can just go ahead and finish out the rest of the dungeon. And I mean, if they just find hookshot in here too, then they're golden.
Yep, they're effectively in go mode.
Yeah, of course. When you find that hookshot, then all of a sudden you're thinking like, okay, I still. Not that these players aren't capable of doing Master Sword Silverless, but I would assume that would be extremely unideal for them.
Yeah. They're worried about like the other runner maybe found it and checked that they may or may not have done, but both, of course, we know both runners did do everything before this essentially. So.
Yeah, and despite
except for Eastern on Weighty's side, of course.
Yeah, so skipping out on Eastern, it's gonna work out for him for now.
Yeah, he's probably feeling pretty good right now.
Mm-hmm.
And right now he is garnered a little bit of a lead, but again, he does have Desert Palace to remainder for clear.
Yeah, fortunately, that's a pretty quick one.
Yes. That's it's pretty even.
Alright, so I believe that would put the last item on Cold Stare then? Assuming there's a still... Yeah, no, there's nothing else left, so... Oh, wow! They were synced up for a second, kind of. Wow. Wow. Alright, this Cold Stare fight, I mean, it's not too bad. You have a lot of options here. Bombos, you can use your half magic fire rod. Curious to see what Weighty decides to do here, as Master Sword is not very ideal for this fight. Could also just hammer. A lot of options.
Yeah,
I'm assuming he's going to stand on the right and fire out to the left. Make me right. Oh no, I was wrong. Who'd have thought?
There you go.
Yeah, that half magic just melts them away real quick.
Quick and dirty.
Right, so we're going to be tied up in crystals now. Just a heart piece.
So where do you go with that hammer now?
Oh gosh, I don't even know where to start, man.
Death
That's rough.
Death Mountain.
But what if you could skip all of Death Mountain?
Death Mountain.
That's when you go back to Swamp to get the shot left side.
Mountain.
Yeah, I'd probably go Death Mountain. No, hammer pegs.
You know what? That's a good one actually. Because if it is there, you save like how many checks, right?
Because like, yeah.
10 plus TR entry, and in Gem side of things, he could full clear TR. That's now kind of the developed story, is if Trinex may or may not have it.
It looks like Weighty's just gonna go straight on back to finish out Desert Palace. Is he still looking for an item?
Yeah, it's smart.
And you know,
it's in path. It's a crystal.
Who knows? It could be the hook shot. And he could be good to go. Generally, if you have a crystal dungeon to do, you might as well do it. Sometimes you want to put it off, like if it's a long dungeon, like Swamp or Ice Palace or stuff like that, if you can have the potential to go mode in it, but...
You also do have the option to go to Swamp at this point, right? Just press your luck. But...
Yeah. I can't see Weighty doing that after already trying it once.
Yeah, if you're looking for just hook shots, it's a
But he did get the big key, so that's like, you know...
Yeah, he did.
Another, what's that, 4 items that he could possibly find out of the 6?
Well, you also could finish off pot 2 for another crystal. I think there's one more item in there too. So
yeah, that would obviously be a better choice. So I could easily.
So you want Desert Pod, and then it's like decision time, like you said, hammer pegs. Like I'm saying, like Death Mountain, and then of course Swamp, right?
Weighty's probably he'll probably do Pyramid Pod. I would assume so.
With the wild card being TR, and I think if you press Death Mountain early, it's TR. But we'll see.
Yeah, that can't imagine that Ice Rock could still come and play, but you know, I've seen a hook shot on a Trinex a couple times before, but who knows? Maybe they'll get bailed out and it's like ether for T-Rock or something. That's what you're hoping for. Please no. Please don't be these other 2 medallions I have. If there is another item in pod, I hope it is ether, because that'd be funny. So what do you do when you're a player and you're down to just one more item you're looking for? And you just unlocked several things.
Again, just the crystals at this point, right? Like again, Weighty just finished off Desert, and he's not gonna like to go to pod. I can't remember if they had all 5 items or not, but he's just gonna go ahead and push them out and lock down. Yeah. Can't blame him for him. It's a lot of density here.
Yeah, because we still have, Spiral Cave, Paradox Cave.
It's night items in the light world,
Super Bunny.
and 2 in the dark, plus Spike for another one.
And
Plus
though,
TR.
of course, you'd like to be able to skip all that, but it's a lot of checks really fast, and, could also finally find those boots that I'm sure they've been looking for. Lamp's probably up here, I'd assume so. Lamp's probably in T-Rock at this point, if I had to take a wild guess.
Yep.
Or no, it can't, because both of the medallions are lamp locked. Never mind.
That's actually a very good point. So if they don't run in lamp, then they know not to chase. I guess you could still option it, but it depends on where lamp ends up being in this game.
Obviously, the perfect recipe for disaster is to combo that hammer and ice with a hookshot and swamp, but I think these runners have had enough.
Yep. Gem going for Spike Cave first. This one's interesting because if it's here, then he just avoids the whole east side and saves a whole bunch of time.
Now here's the thing, both runners are now tied up, like crystals, everything, so it's really just gotta find that hook shot and, obviously find some sort of firepower to Tempered Sword.
Nice close race for Grand Finals here.
Yeah, this is perfect.
Almost a medallion for TR. WeityWords opening it up, and now he's going to go ahead and check out Super Bunny Cave. Might elect to do Spiral Down, but yeah, he's going to go in there first.
Yeah, we see on Gem side also not going for that pod play as well, so I can only assume that, we found all the items there at this point, and hopefully while digging out this hook shot, maybe finding boots or something to make speeding up the rest of that dungeon clear faster. Of course, neither of these players want to even think about going to Swamp, and of course we still also don't have Mire, but if we find boots up here, I would personally be thinking hookshot and Mire, just because it's one of those like bombos leading to Fire Rod and Ice Palace, or Lamp leading to Fire Rod at Land Moles and stuff like that. Spiral Cave, what do you got for us? Just another heart piece. This had a cool 13 hearts on both sides. I mean, it makes sense. They both kind of cleared pretty much everything. Outside of User Palace for Weighty. But, yeah, next up we got, 7 items in Paradox Cave. So you gotta think, like, man, when did the game actually want you to go in Ice Palace? As soon as we got Mitts? Because that was... Because we got Fire Rod first, or no, Flippers, then Fire Rod, then Mints.
Yep.
Pretty much. Another bean.
Maybe it was Red King. Where's Red King again? They had it from before Desert, so yeah, that was like early game as well. So. Ether.
There's all of them.
Yep. Boots.
Oh. All right.
That's right side of Desert now too.
Yeah, and that's also a bonkin hookshot cave, so.
Right. That's their Tempered Sword.
Oh yeah. I would
It's
definitely be going for that at some point.
Lumberjacks, but I think we've checked that for nothing. It was
that would
a
work
piece of
out
art.
because you can do hammer pigs into grabbing your Tempered Sword.
Okay.
And Boots will also speed
Good
up the
natural
heavy
route.
as well. Yeah.
So we might see both our runners do that if this turns up to be nothing. I doubt we'll see any hovering just because past that first location, it's just hook shot, right?
Yeah, it'd be.
Can't have it.
So yeah, is that it for Deathmount? Did we already see everything?
Everything but hook shot. Yeah.
Oh, did Weighty skip it?
Yeah.
Oh no. That could be
He might
bad.
just do spike up, but it is weird. He might have forgotten about it.
Yeah, we'll just have to
We'll
wait
have to
and
wait
see.
and see. Yeah.
Yeah, at this point, you know.
He could do this to TR. Let's see. No, he forgot about it.
Okay, well, this could be the game right here. We'll see on Gem side when he does it, or he'll forget too. I don't know. It's possible. Man, where is this hook shot? Is it gonna be behind the boots in one of these two spots? We got King's Tomb, we got Bonk Rocks.
It's a blue boomerang.
Wow.
Not close.
It's a nice. It's still a nice find. It's no hook shot, obviously.
Right, this isn't Wizrope 7, okay?
That's. Dude, that thing was sick.
It was. Shout out to Wizrope.
Alright, Bonk Rocks coming up, and then what's next waiting? Obviously, he's gonna go get that sword.
Yeah, I think that's what he had on his mind once he saw those boots.
Yeah, I'm still thinking about Meyer. I have to
There's
think about Meyer.
Setting up the bomb jump, indicating, yeah, he wants that that bonk location, and he could route that into TR as well. Having both rods, having the medallion.
Oh, this is a check we haven't seen, I don't think.
Yeah.
Did we already see it?
Yeah, it's a piece of heart.
Okay, sorry.
Weighty hasn't, but Gem has.
Okay.
Which could be why Weighty has elected to do this, but still, it's weird. Like, to me, it feels like a mistake just because he goes all the way over to spike rather than just check this out real quick.
Alright, moment of truth. Is this the hook shot?
That's actually... That's real interesting because that just put T-Rock in logic now. So
Oh yeah, that did, because of the medallion.
he's going to go right in.
That
He's going to go right in.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
Wow, what a place for that.
Yeah, that's
What a
that's
ridiculous
looking.
place for that.
So if you're Weighty, do you just go Meyer now, or do you go back up to TR? Because you've already left it at this point.
Yeah, you don't really want to climb back up to your rock at this point, but you might still do it.
No, he's gonna do hammer.
This could be Pyramid Fairy.
Yeah.
Alright, so we do have 5 items coming up here in T-Rock, and Gem is the one with the Ice Rod, so there's still the possibility of that hookshot being on Trinex, as well as any of the previous chests before him. We also have Mimic Cave coming up, so basically 6 items through here. We've already seen Pyramid Fairy on Gem side as well, so we know that this isn't going to lead to anything. So, and I kind of feel like Weighty might just go ahead and knock out Pod after this, now that he has that weapon upgrade to kind of clear it a little bit faster. All right. Oh,
There's your butter sword on.
Yeah. I was half right. Well, with that, then Gem's probably not even gonna grab the sword from the library because usually tempered sword you're pretty content with, and you know, for the most part, you can clear the 2 phases of Ganon that
Yeah.
you need to.
He's
At the same
not going back at this point.
Still haven't seen. We haven't seen Hammer Pigs yet, right?
No. Which surprised me that, again, he didn't go for that when going for the sword, but... I think at this point he's just picking his spots and just trying to snipe it, right?
Yeah, it's got to be very stressful come to this point, but...
And he's going back up. He might have remembered about it, he might be thinking TR, we'll have to wait and see.
Well, if it does end up not even being a turtle rock and this is all a waste of time, then at least both players are going to be wasting time together, and the race is going to continue to stay close. We still have quite a bit left of T-Rock. Trying to get down to that laser bridge, which has, 4 chests in it. A good chance of having what we're looking for there is that vanilla big key. Allow us to progress. Man, I mean, 6 items in T-Rock when you include Mimic Cave versus 2 items in Mire. There is the whole, thing I was talking about earlier where Boots leading the hookshot or vice versa.
You do have Green Pendant as well, and I guess I should mention with that lamp, your good friend Pedestal is an option. Green Pendant also from Mire, so that's +1 on Mire side too. So again, this is going to be interesting. At this point, if it's not in TR, I think Weighty's hope is that it's not Pedestal, right? Because he doesn't have that ice run.
Yeah, for sure.
He's knock on Eastern, so he might go Eastern next. It's a tough call at this point because it's just been so long since you've avoided it.
Man, these guys are doing so great.
Yeah, they are.
They're playing very, very well.
Yep.
It's always nice to watch 2 really good runners play and race and keep it this close.
Yeah, they were quite diversified on the start, and now it's back to square one, just like they met up in ice, and now they're meeting up in TR. So. I believe that bumper was nothing. I believe Jem scouted that one out because he did the graveyard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember that as well. All right, what else we got in here? Everybody is on the edge of their seat right now. Literally.
Nice little iframe tech there from Jem, utilizing the switches. Get through the roller.
Oh yeah, that's the worst part about T-Rock is having to do this. And it looks like WeightyWords forgot about the lack of hookshot because usually you could just hookshot one of the torches to fall down.
Yeah, I call this the proper route because I get it all the time. Yeah, I just get owned. That's exactly what happens. I'm just having fun there.
If Trinex, have we seen both map and compass? That's the one thing I want to know.
I don't know. I don't think so.
It's us to Trinex. What else we got? Okay, I think that's both.
I think if it's anywhere PED or Trinex related, it's Jem's game, right?
Yeah, he's got to go. It's definitely yeah. If Trinex is holding hookshot, or he's, and if he doesn't, then obviously Jem's probably going to be thinking to himself, maybe I should go check the pedestal. Yep. We do have that book. Could have been checked.
I think he checks that before Mark, because then he can just go motor and go from there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Finish off Eastern, right? It's a big moment in the race. So if Trinex does have that hookshot, it's going to be real tough for Weedy to...
I almost say.
It's going to be incredibly tough for Weedy to come back. If it's not here and it's not pedestal, then Weedy just saves time off on virtue of not having to do Trinex. So catch him a little bit on Gem, which is what he needs right now. Now Weedy does have that West Arc Bolt option to do as well, but he might just option direct fire, which would work against Weedy.
Yeah, and for Weedy, he's probably still also thinking about that Eastern Palace. Yeah. It's got to be in the back of his mind because it's like, oh, it's so early.
I think he just
never go.
Yeah, if you went to ice, he'll go to Mire first, right?
All right, is this it? Is this our hookshot? Oh, okay. Wow.
So we've dodged one bullet there.
So yeah, I gotta say, if I was Gem, I would definitely go check that pedestal at this point.
Yeah. This is probably the point of the race where the racers are starting to think in their heads is like, has the other guy found go, right? Just because you're at 117, you've now missed on TR completely. Back of your mind, what happened if you went to Mire? It's there, so. It looks like Gem is going to go ahead and do the same overall checks that Weedy did, which is probably Weidy's best case scenario here to keep with it.
Yep, it'll even things up again.
Yep. I do wonder if Jem will scout out that pad. I think it's in his best interest now.
Yeah, I would say so as well. Though it does kind of feel bad having left Eastern, but it makes perfect sense not to clear it
Yeah.
when it doesn't when Armos doesn't have an item.
Swing back in 2.5 minutes, right? So.
Oh, what is this? Weighty's leading.
Doing the mix.
Oh, yeah, okay. He
Yeah,
checked the big
so-
chest for. Okay, that makes okay. Well,
Yeah,
I got ahead of myself.
So if he's one item from go, you'll
Yeah.
just check the big chest first.
No, that makes perfect sense. I feel like I've done that too, after seeing someone do it. Wow, it's almost identical rooms. It wasn't you. I don't want you.
Wow.
All right, where's he? Where's Jem off to now? Where are we going? Oh, this is the Meyer play right here. Or it could be the other item in desert.
I'm surprised he didn't check pad, but. Oh yeah, that's right. We do have that other option as well. Okay.
I'd be thinking about that. I mean, both these dungeons at this point,
He's thinking about that.
the checks that he's making are going to be boots locked, so I think this is a good one because it's real quick.
Yeah.
Just got to grab the key off the torch and then head to the right side.
Did either player check hammer pegs as well?
No, we haven't seen that at all.
It's another kind of gross one out of the way now because it's been fully orphaned by both. Alright, so small key on the torch will be acquired by Jem.
And of course, we still could just have hookshot in swamp. It's still very possible.
Yep.
Which,
Yep.
woof.
Yep. Really the worst. C's already had that with the hammer. Nice, so might double down, who knows.
Alright, it's not
That's
in
the
desert.
second item. That's a nice little quick stab, right?
Mhm.
Goes right to the... Imagine we go right to Meyer now.
Yeah, I gotta be wondering if these players are thinking they're behind at all at this point. Especially with how late that hammer was. I would assume so to a certain extent.
Yep. Just what was available after that hammer, it's almost impossible not to feel that.
And it's such a rough feeling because you're like thinking to yourself like, oh, my opponent definitely just went straight to ice and got that hammer like immediately, and I'm like 10 minutes behind. But they're basically neck and neck mostly.
Okay, what's Weighty gonna do?
Yeah, this is a big moment right here. Looks like he's gonna follow suit.
Yep.
He might also dip desert as well and do that check, so. Now the next question is, well, this is green pendant, so.
It's gonna keep it real close.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. It's gonna keep it real close. This is what grand finals look like. It's nice and close, it's good.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting if we get both the items already, and there isn't one on Vitreous too, and it's, you know, obviously not the hookshot. Do they, I would assume they'd both go for green pendant?
Yep.
I mean, well, there's not much left, so. Oh, and it's. Okay, I thought he was heading up. I was like, where is he going? Man, if only this was a crystal and they were in go mode. That would have been sick. The perfect Meyer.
Crystal and go mode. What game are we commentating here? Jem electing to go Torch Puzzle first. He might not go south. Does get his first item though. Yeah, he's gonna go elect to go right.
Yeah, that cutscene chest is pretty lengthy, so makes sense to go check these 3 items over here.
It becomes risky a little bit if he does run into big key, because that's an option. Yeah, Viddy's gonna have the green pendant. Do I go for it, hoping it's the second item as well? We'll play in. So. And he does have one more location it could be on this right side here, so he's gonna go through kind of a tunnel way with that blue peg unlocked. Or wait, does he? Oh yeah, he has the key. Never mind. Never mind.
Just psych. I was like, why didn't you just hookshot the block? Oh yeah, right. Right. I feel like you would prefer, obviously, to have an item on Viddy. Oh, and there it is.
There
Okay.
it is. And Weighty is gonna be not too far behind, so
Oh my god, this is gonna be so close.
it's a victory for us. It's
Yeah,
not
this is
pedestal. It's good.
As long as Weighty doesn't go back to the left.
Unfortunately, he's gonna have to wait out this winder here. That's really unfortunate.
Yeah, right around 123, Gem will be the first player in go mode with Weighty not too far behind, and then all these players have to do is just clean up pod and then go mode swamp, and then, boy, it's all about GT routing and execution from here on out. So
We will be in go just shy of 240 or 124. So.
man, it's so crazy because like, you know, with Gem doing Eastern, getting that ice rod, and Gem also checking desert instead of dipping straight into mire allowed Weighty to catch up quite a bit, especially after having to like double dip desert to get the crystal and double dipping Thieves Town to get the crystal. So crazy. And the nice thing is they already have everything they need for pods, so it's just a straight to the back. Yep. Go beat up Helma. Now there is the sword difference we have.
Not very
It's
detrimental.
not completely significant, but
yeah. So it's a little bit of a thing, but it's not really at this point for a time save.
But it's only going to take 2 slashes to kill Helma on the second phase versus 4 or 2 spins.
It's huge.
It's so huge, dude. Every second counts at this point. This is a very crucial moment. So yeah, what is this, like a 30-second lead? 45-second lead?
Yeah, it was about a 35-second lead, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like at this point it's because especially with Swamp being just straight go mode, you don't have to like, if it was like pod go mode or something where you're like kind of freaking out like, oh, where's that big key gonna be? It could be anywhere.
Was it straight go mode though for Weighty? Big key, the first test.
Oh, oh yeah, he was in Swamp already. I remember that. I forgot he did that. Could have been huge.
Could have been huge. Funny enough, that's the time difference right now.
Yeah, literally one Swamp dive for the chase.
I don't blame him though, honestly.
Dude, he's like 5 bonds behind right now.
Still GT.
Alright, so 17 hits with the hammer, and then yeah, I wonder where those silvers are hiding as well. We might just randomly find them in GT.
Yeah.
At this point, literally every second counts. That's so good, dude. It's so great. When they get going with like less than a minute apart, it's perfect.
I think when it comes down to it, Gem's going to carry that lead into GT, and then ultimately execution will play a part, but I think big key location is going to be probably the bigger point here.
Yeah, and that's the thing is I don't know if these players have their like personal routes that they like to do in GT.
Yeah, like Weighty can just go like out of left field and just go tile room, for example, right? You just don't know what's going to happen until they get in there and what they're thinking about.
Alright, so just a quick clear of Swamp Palace. I know Gem knows how to do the quick kill on Argus. I'm sure Weighty does too. I think they're both in the... Weighty will have a little bit easier of a time with the
hook
gold sword.
Well, the gold sword, you don't have to do like a hook dash for it. You can just hold out and press Y, right? But in Gem's side, he does have to do that hook dash in and keep it with the timing.
Thanks, Shield. So, 127. Well, he's not in Swamp yet. We'll wait. Just gotta wait a minute. Give it a second. Just want to get an exact like time frame of how far ahead or far behind they are.
It's looking like it's still that 35-second buffer. And
yeah, and Swamp Palace is also kind of one of those dungeons where enemies can really just kind of get in your way and push you around and slow you down a little bit.
Weighty will save a couple seconds there just dashing right through too. So that's the one big trade-off.
Oh yeah, because he's already been in here, so...
So it was what, 35? It's approaching 128 now. almost want to say Gem's kind of increased the lead a little bit.
Looks like it's a little bit closer to like 50 seconds, I think.
Yeah. Just shy of a minute. About 5 seconds, yeah.
Can we just like skip to Argus and get to the GT part? This dungeon's so long.
It just warps them in. It's
I mean,
like
I'm so
advanced go mode. Right.
I'm just so glad they're in go mode, so they don't have to pull through this very boring dungeon.
You don't have to do dungeons anymore. It's just like, all right, just go.
Let's go. So far, Gem's movement through here has been pretty good. Actually, both these guys' movement have been here pretty good. Enemies have been working with them pretty well, except for that guy. But he's fine. I mean, there isn't really that much you have to do in Swamp when you're in go mode. You just basically... You see like 5 rooms, maybe? Waiting, please. Could have been Silvers, you never know.
It could have been. Actually, would have been a game changer, actually.
It would have been hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, Weighty having a little bit of trouble there, dealing with that red berry, trying to push that switch on there.
There's the hook dash there from Gem. He's going to try and 1 second loop. And he gets it.
Wow, nice work.
MG Classic strat here, 2 fire out shots at spin. Gets him down.
Real quick.
Very nice fight by Gem.
I mean, after the crystal music, it's going to be like a 2-minute swamp. 3 minute? 3 minute. 2-ish minute. 2.5. 2 1/4. 2 1/3.
2 1/3. Alright.
Well, coming up we have, of course, Ganon's Tower. Our players are going to be looking through an assortment of chests, trying to find that big key to get them upstairs. And it could be, gosh, it could be anywhere. It could even be somewhere. I feel like it'd be, if it was on the torch, I think that'd be like the perfect spot for it, honestly. Unless you want to see them struggle. No.
We've seen it quite a bit on the torch, actually, in the tournament, so. I wonder if that's going to play into decision making by both the runners if they just go left first and then go right.
Alright, WeightyWords getting his last crystal as well. It did look like, of course, Gem did that a little bit quicker, so Gem just, of course, gaining on him with just pure
like
execution. So
20-25 seconds right there, right? So it's getting to the point where Gem's lead is, like, say Weedy were to run into Silvers, it might not matter anymore. So I think it's, again, where's that big key can meet?
Yeah, this is where it gets interesting. I mean, at this point, if they take the exact same route, then obviously it's advantage Gem, so. I really have no preference for where it's going to be. I think random room's fine. We'll just have to wait and see. Oh no, the dead rock there. That is horrible.
It's going to cost him more time. That's what, like 11, 12 seconds? Yeah.
It's time that he does not have at this point.
Okay. Where are you going to go, Gem?
It's going right?
Right, yep.
This is...
Oh, look at Weighty.
Oh my god.
Oh, wow, that's just unlucky. And he gets
wow.
the big key immediately. That's very unfortunate for Weighty.
Yeah, it's gonna...
At this point, it's like Gem's race to lose now, I would say, with the dead rocks, man.
And at this point, you could also see Weighty go for one of the other strats of like going straight to the Stalfos room and then mirroring out and going right side. Lose a little bit of time there as well. So, number 2.
So unfortunate.
Yeah, you hate to see that at the end of a run like this. It's gonna be tough, real tough, because both these guys are, of course, very experienced players at this game and experienced runners of even the speedrun of the NMG category, so they know how to do their gauntlets, they know how to execute up here, and there's only so much that the gauntlet can do, can throw at you to really like make you lose time. At this point, this is Gem's race to lose. He's looking pretty good going up here. Just got to see what WeightyWords does. If he goes left, it's probably looking a little oof. If he goes right, it's all right.
If Silvers were to turn up on the left, he could catch up a little bit of time. But again, I think it's better that Silvers were to come here at this point, because it just gives him more time than not if you just went right.
Yeah.
But again, Gem's already at what, gauntlet 3 now, so.
Yeah.
He goes pure left, it's like super over. And he's gonna mirror, okay.
Alright. So at this point, it would feel like I would be, you know, Weighty might be at like the Aga 2 fight as Gem is finishing or something like that. So. And yeah, that butter sword is not going to do anything for him by that point. Still very close race. Yeah, and Gem just clearing these rooms real quick. I mean, they're pretty easy. Nothing really to them, right?
We grinded them hundreds of times before, yeah. It's going through the motions.
Well,
it's going through the motions, guys. Hundreds of times before. Easy game.
it was my controller.
Yep.
Hopefully Gem remembers to grab the mini helmet smoking.
Almost looked like he may have wanted to check, but
Yeah.
I think he's just signing for the dash.
I mean, you got to think both these players are got to be feeling very nervous at this point, especially both beating GT and not seeing the hand raised or the dot done.
Yeah, grand finals, man. Like money on the line, everything like that,
Yeah,
right?
a lot on the line here.
Yeah, bragging rights money. Mulder choose affection. Gem gets it.
However,
Oh, come on. Come on, man. You can do it. I know you can. I think that's a sign he just wants to play as tight as possible right now, so he must be worried.
oh no, Weighty having a little bit more struggles in these rooms.
But he used that at Lemo 2 now. Meanwhile, Gem is approaching Agnum 2.
Nice one cycle on the Lambolas too. All right, let's see what we get in this
Really,
fight.
really good pattern start.
Yeah, that's a good starting one. You should be able to.
That's going to be a double, yeah, it's a double.
The simultaneous hits will just count as one, unfortunately. Blue ball there, it's only getting one. That is not a very favorable ball.
No, that's
especially
not.
with the blue ball. Oh, you'd hate to see that.
Oh, and it just reversed it. It's the exact same pattern. Oh,
nice, you got a double out of that.
That's
Nice.
very nice. I think it's one more here.
All right,
Good
well.
stuff.
I'm going to be our first player into the Ganon fight, of course. You know, 4 phases. Gonna have to go for Torch Glitch, Silverless.
Let's see what you're made of, Gem.
Yeah, Weighty has quite a ways to go still before he can catch up. So it's looking like we're gonna have a winner here pretty soon. Very short. And even with that hammer and Ice Palace, this is still a very good time, I'd say. Grumble, grumble.
He didn't bring food.
Nice double spin right there.
Yep.
5 slashes to finish off that phase.
We'll initiate this phase 2 here. And he's just gonna go slashes from the south.
Yeah,
Nothing pretty, just very.
It's a very easy setup.
Yep.
When you get him on the right side there. Should be the 12 for that. 4 more slashes to finish off Fade 3 as the tiles start to fall down. Nerves start to get to you. You're thinking, oh man, I got this. What do they know? Not many warps yet. There's still a chance he can warp like 20 times right now, but he's not going to warp at all. Looks like Gem's going to get the free spin on him as that well, so that will count towards the 12 that he needs to get.
He wants to hit torch glitch here.
Oh,
that is. Ooh.
He's got half magic.
He does,
got
but now it's just
time.
going to make the fight slower though, right? And he's missing spins.
He needs to switch to fire out immediately
Yep.
right now.
This is a game changer.
Oh gosh, that was very close. I think Weighty only needs a couple more hits here, maybe? Okay, one more.
Oh! It's close, guys.
So, that butter
They're
sword?
gonna go back. They're gonna both go back in now again at the exact same time.
Oh my gosh.
Gem knows it. You can see it on his face right now.
Yeah. Now, will that gold sword come into play at this point? Here's the thing.
Let's go, guys. He's gonna get that double spin again. Weighty does not need to get it with butter sword.
6 slashes each for...
And Weighty has that favorable pattern on the bottom, but Gem will be able to do spin and dash strats.
God, I love those dash strats. He does have to be careful, down to 4 hearts. He does still have red mail, so... No idea what his potion situation is. But yeah, here's the thing. Different RNG for Gem. He could get like significantly more warps here.
Could be faster too.
So far,
so good.
Yeah, so far so good.
Oh no. Oh.
With that, Weighty takes the lead. All right.
Gem gonna get the free spin again. It's gotta get torch glitch here. Has to. Yeah, he's just gonna spam.
Just
Okay.
bash like crazy.
Yep.
I think Weighty has 2 on him now. It's so hard to watch both and count, so I'm just gonna wait for the first one to explode. Oh, that's... Oh, yeah, dude, you hate to see that. Those turning nerves kicking in right
Yeah,
at
that's
the
exactly what's happening right
crucialest
now.
moment.
These guys have done it tons of times before, but this is on the line.
Weighty's stealing this. He's definitely going to steal this at this point. There's still a chance that either of them could fall or something could go horribly wrong, but oh my gosh, this is so close. Oh, there it is.
And Weighty is the first to kill Ganon.
Still has to walk across that bridge.
I think he's got it. What a close race. WeightyWords!
Oh,
2019!
Give it up for these runners. Give it up for both of them.
Winter Fast champion.
Oh my god.
No, that was a match.
Yeah, that was a match.
That was a match.
It's going to go down in history.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think we've ever seen a finish that close at any kind of grand finals. Welcome back. That was an all-right race, I guess.
I mean, it had its ups and downs,
Yeah,
I'd say. But
close.
holy
Especially the
cow.
downs.
I guess. Yeah.
Especially the what a I don't even know where to start. What'd you guys think of the seed?
It was absolutely garbage. I'm so glad Chris rolled that for us.
Yeah, thanks, dude.
I mean, you got to be thinking at some point you're like, Hammer's nice. I just know it is.
Yeah,
But I'm not going there until I have to.
I really wanted to go there because we got the flippers early and it led to nothing. And so I was really tempted to go there, but like Hammer and Ice is,
Mitts, Fire Rod.
yeah, Hammer and Ice is
And then you had to
dumb.
even route it kind of weird because of the lack of keys.
Yeah, you had to either bomb jump or like mirror out and go back in because
Yeah.
of the key and Ice T. So
It's just a tough call to make.
Yeah.
And one of the other interesting points that we saw was the Eastern Palace play, which found you an Ice Rod, which allowed him to
Oh,
beat Trinex. So of
okay.
course we were thinking you guys were in T-Rock around at the same time. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, maybe Trinex has a hook shot, and then he didn't. And you're like, oh, maybe it's on pedestal, but they never checked it. So it just kind of kept on going from there.
if I had the Ice Rod, I might have checked it, but I never found that. So
Yeah.
I wasn't worried about it too much.
Well, it was interesting because it was in the big chest, but the big key was lamp locked, and the lamp was
Going elsewhere.
first chest hookshot cave, which is like, really?
Yeah, I
are you doing
completely
there?
forgot about that when I got boots. I got so excited to get the boots. I just like went down to do my boots checks and forgot to check that one.
Yeah, we were
chest.
wondering about that
Yeah.
as well. Like, Weighty, what are you doing?
Yeah, well,
Where
I
you
don't.
going?
I thought I checked everything up there. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah, you checked a few things, then you went right back up to go to T-Rock.
Yeah,
and stuff.
I also kind of really wanted to go to Meyer. T-Rock has not been my friend this tournament at all. I've dove into T-Rock like so many times and it hasn't paid off. So I didn't want to go in there right away, but I ended up going in there still, and it still didn't pay off. So, but I'm glad we both did the same thing because that's like the sensible play because there's so many items in there.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, the seed was relatively linear, and you guys were kind of making the similar plays. Big choices from Gem was like finishing Desert the first time and finishing Thieves the first time.
Yeah.
And so having that crystal lead was kind of nice, but then it kind of all ended up just evening out as you guys did opposite stuff. And like you checking Eastern was another one of those things that kind of allowed him to get some time caught up. And it was just a thrill. Just we were like, okay. Like we were at like, what, 30 minutes in, and all we needed was hammer and hook shot. Because when you saw those pendants at Meyer and T-Rock, you're like,
Yep.
oh, jet seed.
Yeah,
Right?
and then I was really sad because I already had the cane when I saw that. So I was
Yeah.
like, oh my god, I don't want this. Hopefully it's for right side GT, but it also wasn't for that either. So it was completely useless, the whole seed.
Weighty, how are you feeling about your dip into swamp
I
for one chest? And then you found the big key.
I
and
was
then
really
you
sad
still
about
checked
that.
the big chest.
okay, that was for that was for silvers.
Yeah.
That was just
Yeah,
looking for
no.
silvers.
It makes perfect sense.
I was that flipper thing because I found flippers and none of the Light World flipper checks led to anything. And then so if I'm going over towards pod, I was gonna go to pod. I was like, oh, why not check this along the way? But that was really sad because if Hammer was in there, I'd feel really good about it. So,
Yeah. It was a play.
Yeah, it was a bait because like I thought Moon Pearl was gonna be in checkerboard. I thought Hammer was gonna be in swamp. I thought it was neither of those. It was just in a.
Did
some
any of you guys
dumb other
consider
places.
even for a moment? Well, I'm sure you did. Of the potential, hammer and ice, hook shot and swamp.
I could definitely see
of
that.
course.
I was never gonna go to swamp. That was gonna be definitely my last check, but I was definitely worried about that.
Later on in the race, one of the other key moments we had where you guys were kind of catching up was going back to the Meyer area. Gem decided to go back into Desert because there was that other boots locked item, which of course only ended up being $20.
Yep.
While you decided, nah, I'm going to Meyer.
Yeah.
What was your thought process behind that?
I figured it'd be in my I know in like you could have like maybe stolen a key or something, but I just decided to go into Meyer. I had a gut feeling that I thought it was gonna be on Green Pennant honestly, because like it was just gonna be one of those seeds, but just decided to dip into Meyer. We got the Quake. It was in logic because I found the lamp up on Death Mountain, so I just went in for it. So
Yep. Yeah, and then we're just sitting here like, all right, let's see this execution through swamp, which go mode swamp is pretty quick. Gem pulling out some nice moves on Argus.
I messed up the Argus poke dashes, and then I got to 2-cycle.
And yeah, the other interesting thing was we had a sword discrepancy because, of course, Weighty ended up getting the sword off the library prior to going to T-Rock, so he had a gold sword for
Yeah, I didn't know there was
swamping the
one
rest
in
of the
there,
dungeon.
so I wouldn't have picked it up if I went into T-Rock earlier, but
Did we ever see hammer pegs from either of you guys?
I did not do that.
No, you're right.
Okay.
It could have been that.
Wait, those exist.
Yeah.
All right. I figured if you, especially you, because you were checking library, I figured that would be the time to check that.
Yeah, I guess
But,
so. But I was like,
It's just one location.
I
mean,
left.
What are the odds?
I left Death Mountain and I was like, oh my god, it's gonna be in TR. Oh my god, it's gonna be in TR. The whole time I was doing those overworld checks, so I just like
Isn't
cut
that a
my
great
losses.
feeling when playing around?
Yeah.
Oh man, let me go do all this other stuff. It's definitely over there, and then
And
it's
then
not.
you do it and it's not. Yeah.
But yeah, like it was a crazy ride through GT. Weighty going left first to the Stalfos room, and then mirroring out and going right. He went straight right.
Okay. Yeah.
So he was already it was like a 50-second lead going into GT or something roughly around that,
And then unfortunate things happened to you on the way in, right, with the dead rocks.
Oh my god. Okay, the first one I might have avoided, but the second one was really dumb.
Yeah.
I was so mad.
He's just sitting on top of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, at that point, like, hindsight 2020, we were thinking, like, there's a chance to catch up, but at that point, it was like, it's just costing you seconds that you need, right, to catch back up, and then, you know what, just close race, man, so.
Yeah. I mean, you guys got through GT pretty quick, and GT is, pretty straightforward going up the gauntlet. You guys have done enough NMG and speedruns to know how to get up there with the tools that you have, and both you guys had pretty solid Aghanim 2 fights as well. And then, more or less, there could always be better.
Yeah.
But you can only work with what you get. And then, of course, both you guys going into the Ganon fight, and, it was tragic.
How close were you to beating him?
I was in the fanfare when you...
No. Well, when you died, you said you died again.
No, I like messed up torch glitch, and then I was clowning around a bit, and then I fell.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was,
Okay.
it was. I'm assuming you were just trying to mash it on top of it, and then either dropped it too early or
No, I started mashing too late.
too late.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then the torch going out eats that input, and then
Yeah.
of course, we all know what was going on in your head, and we obviously can't say it out loud because that would be inappropriate when that moment happened. But half magic fire rod, and you're just like, what do I do? Where is he? How do I get through this? And
I was thinking just dropping there, and I think that might have been enough, but hindsight 2020.
Yeah, you're still not sure where he's at, and you're thinking it's close. So no, I get that.
And then the other thing is, you're going into the Ganon fight round 2, and it's different RNG, and you got
so many
more warps on the
So
last
annoying.
one.
Yeah.
So, and then it's impossible to watch two people fighting two different Ganon RNGs and counting how many of the 12 hits between the two. But, it ended up being obviously a photo finish, and was just it was a fantastic race, I would say.
Was.
Well, I believe we have some awards to give out and stuff, but just want to, once again, just say congratulations to both you guys making it to the finals. That's a pretty awesome feat to do, and I had a lot of fun commentating. I'm going to get up and leave now.
Bye, Willard.
See you, Willard.
All right, thanks, Willard. Thanks a lot. And I'm here to present the awards for the first and second place in Link to the Past Randomizer Tournament, the first ever live Link to the Past Randomizer Tournament at SpeedGaming Live. And so, without further ado, first place goes to WeightyWords. There you go. Congratulations. Great work. And second place to Gem.
Thanks.
Congratulations. Awesome. Great job. I know these guys, right?
Good job, guys.
Thanks, Sophie.
So I'd like to thank all the people who helped put this together. We had a dedicated team of administrators. We had Sinek, Herfy, Felix, and Christos, who came all the way out here to help with this. Sakura Subasa, Adirondack Rick, Clifford, JC, and Miss Metroid, all helping out in their various ways. I want to thank all the proctors, the volunteer proctors and tournament helpers who made this massive tournament run so smoothly. I could barely believe it. You know, I'm just amazed with all the chaos that they were able to just, you know, get through all these matches in such a short amount of time with so many entrants. So I really want to thank all those people, all the people who commentated and tracked. You know, you got to really give a lot of love to the trackers. They're behind the scenes doing the hard and important work and not getting enough thanks. So thank you to all those trackers. And I just want to thank the Link to the Past community in general, because SpeedGaming, we started about 4.5 years ago, I guess, and they were probably the first community that we worked with, that we really teamed up with. And I think it's just been a partnership that's helped us both grow so much. And, you know, it's produced so many things. It's produced this, and who knows what it's going to continue to produce in the future. We'll be back again next year with another Link to the Past randomizer tournament, I would guess. Probably, right? You think? Right? So I want to thank everyone who came out to this, and I want to tell you, don't go away. We have coming up after this a Ocarina of Time randomizer final match right after this. And once again, a round of applause for our winners, WeightyWords, Gem. All right.